War Dogs. Worst sound effect for a gun, but that's all I have. So War Dogs follows the story of David Pacquiao, played by Miles Teller, and his friend Efron Devil Rowley, played by Jonah Hill. David is a massage therapist living out in Miami, Florida. He tried starting up his own business, but things aren't really going great. He's looking for a more luxurious life. So when his friend Efron comes into town and extends his hand to be an international arms dealer for the good old US of A, David decides to take him up on his offer and see where this life could lead him, hopefully to big bucks, but honestly it ended up being a lot more trouble than fun. That's all I'll pretty much say without giving any spoilers to you guys. This is a spoiler-free review. I don't want to spoil the film for you. I'm just going to give you some positives, give you some negatives, and I'll hit you with a rating system just like this one, except filled out to the preference of the film. Now, when I first saw the trailers for War Dogs, I was interested in the film for one of three reasons. One, because I like Miles Teller. Now, Miles Teller took a while to earn my respect, but ever since he did the film Whiplash, I really respect him as an actor, and now I know that he's a guy capable of great acting. I know some people out there still find him to be a douchebag and might not like his acting, but I say get past that and watch this film because he does do a great job, but maybe watch Whiplash first because he's amazing in that. And Jonah Hill's always had my respect since the days of Superbad, and the last one being Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips is most notably known for directing The Hangover, which is one of my favorite comedies of all time, and although the sequels weren't all that great, he still did a good job in directing the films. And I gotta admit, the first time I saw the trailer, I got a vibe of Little Pain and Gain, the Michael Bay directed film, and I actually really like Pain and Gain. It's one of my favorite Michael Bay films, but it comes with a little controversy because they dealt with a sensitive, controversial subject in a comedic way. I was hoping that sort of thing wouldn't happen with War Dogs, where they take something that might be a little controversial, the smuggling of illegal weapons for the US, and make it more comedic. Luckily, Todd Phillips was able to do what Judd Apatow was able to do with The Big Short, is tell a nice, interesting drama with comedic elements. Not only that, but the chemistry between Miles Teller and Jonah Hill really show off in this film. I can't think of another film where they maybe played off each other before. I don't think they've ever had two characters meet one another, Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. But in this film, you feel like these guys are friends for a long time, like they get along each other, but still they have their ifs and their buts. One is grown up and is the more serious one, Miles Teller, who is the protagonist of the film, and the other one just keeps being a little bit childish and holds on to grudges sometimes. But anytime Jonah Hill's on screen, he almost immediately steals the show because he's arrogant, rude, and loud. He's almost like a Tony Stark without the real nice, charming quality. I found myself laughing throughout the film. There's not a lot of jokes throughout the film, but there's enough to keep you entertained every beat here and there. Not only was I laughing, but I was also invested in these characters and I cared about them up to a certain point. I wanted to see them fall through and make it in the end. I wasn't really hoping for them to fail. I really liked these characters and I wanted to see them succeed. And if a film can make you care about a character, especially two who have played many bad characters in the past, then you know the director is doing a good job and the actors are able to portray and put in some life into these real life characters. I really had a good time with War Dogs. I highly recommend it if you're interested in true crime stories. I found myself having a good time with War Dogs. I don't know if I'd ever see it again because one of my negatives is the film is a little bit long. Especially in that final act, it feels like it's dragging along and I found myself looking at the clock wondering what time it was. I felt the pacing could have been done a little better, but honestly I think that was all done because of the fleshing out the characters. I think we spent a lot of time setting up how they got here, and then when it got time to set up the main conflict and their overall issue in the film, it got eaten up and rushed out by the beginning of the film. So if the beginning of the film could have been cut short, I would have been a lot more interested in the end of the film. Still, I would definitely recommend it. Out of comedy dramas, if Pain and Gain is right here and The Big Short is up here, then I would put War Dogs right here. It's definitely a good watch and I highly recommend it to anybody out there. If you saw War Dogs, let me know what you thought. Is there anything you agree with me on, anything you disagree with me on? Please let me know down below. But as always guys, I'm Chris and I leave you with the 3C film review. Take care.